Magneto, the master of magnetism, an Omega-level mutant, has repeatedly demonstrated his ability to manipulate not only metal, but also people and circumstances to his advantage. Versus Apocalypse, one of the very first mutants. He is thousands of years old, a monstrous tyrant, a relentless foe of the X-Men. He believes that only the strongest should survive. I'm the Shinin, and I'm here to analyze their powers and strengths, to uncover who would win in a one-on-one fight. Magneto's story begins in early 20th century Nuremberg, Germany, as the son of a proud Jewish World War I veteran, Jacob Eisenhardt. Growing up in a family that believed in the promise of their homeland, Max's idyllic childhood was shattered as Adolf Hitler rose to power in the 1930s. Despite Jacob's faith that the Nazi regime would pass, the 1935 Nuremberg laws stripped Jewish citizens of their rights, leaving Max and his family vulnerable. Max's life grew darker as he witnessed the persecution of his uncle and endured bullying, with only his childhood love, Magda, offering solace. Forced to flee to Poland in 1939, the Eisenhardts faced new horrors as World War II escalated. Imprisoned in the Warsaw Ghetto, Max risked his life smuggling food to help his family survive. Yet tragedy struck in 1942 when the family was caught trying to escape. Max witnessed his parents and sister being executed, and in that moment, his latent mutant abilities manifested, deflecting bullets aimed at him. Surviving this horrific event, Max was captured and sent to Auschwitz, where he endured unimaginable atrocities while clinging to hope through a reunion with Magda. In 1944, Max and Magda escaped Auschwitz during a prisoner uprising and started a new life together in the Carpathian Mountains, even welcoming a daughter, Anya. However, tragedy struck again when Anya perished in a fire, and Max's uncontrollable grief and rage unleashed his full magnetic powers, killing many. This terrifying display drove Magda to flee, possibly pregnant with twins, Wanda and Pietro, though their parentage remains uncertain. Left to grieve alone, Max reinvented himself as Erik Magnus Lehnsherr, meeting Charles Xavier in Israel and sparking a deep friendship rooted in debates about the future of mutant kind. In issue Uncanny X-Men #1, 1963, right from the start, Magneto establishes himself as a force to be reckoned with. In his debut, we see police officers attempting to stop him, only to find their weapons useless. Then on the next page, Magneto calmly explains, "Now I'll simply alter my magnetic waves from positive to negative, so they repel anything that comes near me. Nothing can touch me as I walk toward my objective." He doesn't just stop their weapons from firing, he forces them to the ground, rendering them useless. His powers form an invisible shield, an unseen lasso that keeps the entire military police force confined like cattle. And this is just the beginning. Fast forward to Uncanny X-Men #18, and Magneto casually showcases a level of power that's mind-blowing. After defeating the X-Men, he traps them in a massive sphere and launches them into space. But in the next moment, he decides against destroying the school. Instead, he claims it for himself. This is far from the last time Magneto would casually lift something of massive scale. In Uncanny X-Men #150, Magneto effortlessly neutralizes 4 incoming nuclear warheads aimed directly at him. With a mere gesture, he states, "I'll simply magnetically freeze the firing circuitry, disarming the warheads, and then modify their trajectory ever so slightly so they fall harmlessly into the ocean." It's not just about power, it's the precision with which he controls it. Another insane feat, lifting a freaking island-sized structure from beneath a lake. Sensing his lost orbital base, Magneto reaches out with his powers. The captions narrate the sheer scale of what happens next. At Magneto's command, awesome electromagnetic forces spring to life, reaching into the depths, grasping and lifting in defiance of gravity itself. As if it were the simplest task, he pulls his entire base, the central core of Asteroid M, from the depths, reclaiming it with ease. If you thought lifting buildings and ships was impressive, Magneto rips a satellite out of orbit. A surveillance satellite spies on his territory. His response? Crush it like a soda can and launch it straight at a reconnaissance plane. The United Nations scrambles as their equipment goes offline, and Magneto calls them with a chilling warning. Have you so soon forgotten the terms of our treaty? You dare presume the right to spy on me? I will tolerate none of these impromptu measures. Today's demonstration should serve as a lesson. Proceed cautiously or suffer the consequences. He doesn't just destroy the satellite, he makes a political statement with it. One of Magneto's most absurd feats comes in Magneto. Dark Seduction, number 3. Even while weakened, he links with Polaris, harnesses raw electromagnetic forces, and drops an entire city on the Avengers. Magneto tears down the cliffside city of Kean Cove, unleashing power that cascades everywhere, like an electromagnetic bedsheet unraveling across the sky. A whole city, gone, just like that. Apocalypse, born in Sabah Nur in the ancient city of Aqaba, over 1,000 years ago. Nur was born with gray skin and blue lips, physical markers of his X gene. His parents, seeing him as a cursed child, abandoned him at birth. But fate intervened. Baal, the leader of the fierce Sandstormers, a nomadic warrior tribe, found the child. He saw the boy's extraordinary potential and gave him a name, Sabah Nur, the morning light. Though in Marvel's lore, this name also translates to another title, the first one. The Sandstormers followed a harsh creed, survival of the fittest. This philosophy took root in Nur's heart, shaping his worldview forever. It was during this tumultuous time that Kang the Conqueror, disguised as Pharaoh Ramatut, arrived in ancient Egypt. Ramatut knew what Nur could become, Apocalypse, a force capable of reshaping worlds. Determined to end that future before it began, Ramatut sent his general Ozymandias to annihilate the Sandstormers. In the chaos of the attack, Nur and Baal were gravely wounded. They sought refuge in a cave, deep in the desert. There, Baal revealed an astonishing secret, ancient advanced technology left behind by the Celestials, beings of godlike power. But the revelation came too late. Baal succumbed to his injuries, leaving Nur alone. Grief-stricken, consumed by rage, Nur vowed vengeance against Ramatut. Disguised as a slave, Nur infiltrated the pharaoh's palace. There he encountered Nefri, Ozymandias' sister. A fleeting bond formed between them, a fragile connection that could have changed his destiny. But when Nefri saw his mutant form, her reaction was not love, it was horror. She rejected him, running to her brother for protection. Heartbroken, betrayed. The pain unleashed something within him. His dormant mutant powers awakened in a storm of fury, granting him unimaginable strength. It was in this moment, amidst devastation and despair, that Sabah Nur embraced his destiny. He became what he was always meant to be, Apocalypse. Apocalypse isn't just a creepy-looking mutant. He's a whole different league. With inhuman physiology, superhuman intelligence, and complete control over his molecular structure, he can reshape his body however he wants. Using his unmatched intellect and combat prowess, Apocalypse conquered ancient Egypt, ruling with an iron fist and leaving a river of blood in his wake. Under his reign, Egypt flourished, but his ambitions didn't stop there. He set his sights on global domination. To achieve his grand vision, Apocalypse needed something more, and that opportunity came with the arrival of a mutant messiah. First, Apocalypse stumbled upon alien technology from the Celestials, Marvel's godlike beings. This tech had limitless potential, but he couldn't harness it until Cable, the time-traveling mutant, accidentally infected him with a techno-organic virus. This virus turned organic matter into futuristic tech, granting Apocalypse the key to unlock the Celestials' treasures. In exchange for a promise to serve them, the Celestials gifted him the Death Seed, a gem with the power to transform Earth into a higher evolutionary state. By implanting a Death Seed into someone, Apocalypse could create his horsemen, beings of devastating power. Combine that with his mastery of the techno-organic virus, which allowed him to control technology with his mind, and he became an unstoppable force. While Cable struggled to contain the virus, Apocalypse effortlessly mastered it, integrating it into his very molecules. With these tools at his disposal, Apocalypse transcended his past limitations. His abilities became nearly boundless. Teleportation, energy blasts, invisibility, regeneration, telepathy, mind control, and even flight. His most impressive feat? Siphoning energy. He once absorbed Cyclops' planet-splitting optic blast with his bare hand. All right, let's dive into this. Magneto versus Apocalypse.
I brought fire away.
They're both iconic, superpowered characters from different universes, and each brings something unique to the fight. Now, I'll analyze their powers, feats, durability, and versatility to uncover who would win in a one-on-one fight. 1. Power level. Magneto, the master of magnetism, commands electromagnetism on a planetary scale. With a mere thought, he bends metal, warps energy fields, and even manipulates gravity. His force fields withstand nuclear detonations and cosmic assaults, his influence stretching across the electromagnetic spectrum itself. Apocalypse, however, is evolution incarnate. His strength rivals God's, his body ever-changing at the molecular level. He regenerates from devastation, absorbs energy like a black hole, and wields celestial technology that transcends human comprehension. Telepathy, technopathy, teleportation. His arsenal is vast, his power seemingly limitless. Edge, Apocalypse. His adaptability and energy absorption grant him the upper hand against even Magneto's overwhelming force. 2. Feats. Magneto's might is etched into history. 4 nuclear warheads halted midair, an asteroid lifted from the depths of the ocean, entire cities sent crashing upon his enemies. He has torn satellites from orbit, cast the X-Men into the void of space, and brought the world to its knees through sheer willpower. But Apocalypse is a god of conquest. He has ruled and crushed civilizations, annihilated gods and warriors alike. He has absorbed the very energy that could shatter worlds, reshaped his own body into an unstoppable force, and created warriors capable of raising planets. Where Magneto manipulates power, Apocalypse embodies it. Edge, Apocalypse. Magneto's feats are monumental, but Apocalypse exists on a scale beyond, his endurance matching his destruction. 3. Durability. Magneto's defenses are legendary. His barriers withstand the wrath of nuclear fire, the force of Mjolnir, and the destruction of cosmic forces. His mastery of electromagnetism offers a form of healing, yet he remains bound by his own mortality. Fatigue and time can wear him down, while Apocalypse is beyond such limitations. His molecular regeneration allows him to reform from devastation, his body reshaping to counter any threat. He does not age, does not fall to disease, and does not falter under physical assault. Enhanced by celestial power, he is, for all intents and purposes, immortal. Edge, Apocalypse. Where Magneto may endure, Apocalypse will persist. Lastly, versatility. Magneto is no mere brute force. He is a tactician, a revolutionary whose mind has outplayed world governments and mutant kind's greatest champions. He can control technology, shut down mutant abilities, and manipulate his enemies as deftly as the battlefield itself. But Apocalypse has existed for millennia, his mind enhanced beyond human intellect. He has mastered alien technology, bent entire civilizations to his will, and crafted warriors with power rivaling gods. His strategic mind spans centuries, his knowledge eclipsing mortal understanding. Edge, Apocalypse. Even Magneto's brilliant mind struggles against the sheer depth of Apocalypse's experience and intelligence. Magneto is powerful beyond measure, a force capable of reshaping the world at will. But Apocalypse is something more. Evolution unchained, a being that does not merely wield power, but is power. His durability, adaptability, and overwhelming versatility make him the superior combatant in this clash of titans. Winner, Apocalypse.